I guess I'll start. And then you.
I can't. I can't do it. Oh, it was too bad. Well, that's a thing.
You tried.
I tried.
You didn't commit to it though.
I
I'm
didn't commit. I
disappointed
should
in
have
you.
committed.
I expected better.
I should have committed.
Hello and welcome to the Youth Podcast, episode 5. We've been sitting here doing like 2 podcast lengths worth of just talking.
We have.
I've literally been saying to hit the record button for the last like hour and a half, probably.
Yeah.
I just want it known. I want it known on record. It's almost midnight my time. You all are a bunch of motherfuckers.
Oh, you'll.
For the record, I've been saying
I just wanted
this.
the kazoo intro because I thought that would be great, but Dark just didn't commit.
No,
you got like 5 notes out.
We're gonna use it.
Like everyone,
It's
you
going
expected too much. You expected too much of Dark.
Oh yeah, that's the problem.
Everyone does.
So what are we talking about today, lads? I feel like we've already gone through, like I said, 2 podcasts worth of stuff to talk about.
Like, been sitting here this whole time, we could just be like, hey, we should probably start recording.
Look,
we
got
learned
some
that
topics.
cucumbers are berries and bananas are berries, but raspberries and strawberries are not berries.
No, they're not.
They are fruits.
Yeah, fruits,
There's a
but
lesser known in the fruit vegetable debate. There's
now here's the
what was
true
the other term?
question.
Fruit vegetable
What's
debate.
Aggregate fruits, I think.
Now here's
Go
the
ahead.
true question for you. What makes a nut and a legume a legume?
We ain't doing this again, Devil.
We
Well,
doing
a
this.
nut,
We're
a
not
nut
doing
is
this.
when you get really.
For the
nut
record,
An
that
excited legume.
A nut comes out from. Oh, never mind. Wrong nut. Sorry.
for the record, that is more of an inside joke between me and Dark. That was like one of the first conversations me and him had. It's like 2 a.m. We're in the word frame and just out of fucking nut.
Oh, he's dead.
The mic's
Oh,
gone.
no.
R.I.P. It was such a fun story as well.
Oh,
Rip.
Wait, I turned my push.
That's-
or my
That's going to be great for audio listeners, isn't it, Devil?
I
You
know,
just
right?
fucking reeing like an autist child. At the
just
top
gotta
of
like
your lungs.
normalize his audio twice. Not once.
Twice.
That's not enough to cleanse. It's gotta.
I
be
remember.
twice.
I remember Dark showing us that picture of the audio levels, the audio tracks for each person, and you can just tell which one Devil's is because it's twice the size of everyone's else.
Are we talking
Right.
about audio levels here?
I'm sure we're talking about something else too.
That's a
but-
stereotype that I don't want to know if it exists. Some questions don't need answers. Okay.
I love how he. I love how he pretends not to listen. I
He
love
does.
it. It's great.
So,
Um,
why is the first topic Halo never listens?
I don't
Because
know.
Halo never listened.
He doesn't.
This was when were we platooning the other day? Halo. Was it Wednesday or Tuesday? We were playing
Sunday.
World of Tanks or whatever. Sunday, whenever it was. I
A
don't
day of
fucking
the
know.
week.
I don't know.
I was just
fucking
saying
day. It's
Sunday.
half the fucking time.
I think it was
okay.
Was it Monday? Because it was like I don't know.
I don't,
A
It
day
was a
of the
day.
week.
It was a day.
I don't know what fucking day it is now. I'll be honest. But yeah, we were playing, and I said something to him, and then later on, he asked me a question that I'd literally answered by what I was telling him before, and then he asked Shock something, which Shock had already told him something before. He just doesn't listen. He
Sounds
never
like me,
listens
Gus.
to what you say.
Okay, but it's not listening versus not listening because you have to understand. I grew up on a fucking loud house. Like I have 5 younger siblings, 3 younger sisters, 2 younger brothers. There was just screaming and stuff constantly. There was no peace and quiet. That just didn't exist. So if I'm like reading something or I'm watching a video, it's like my hearing sort of turns off and I just focus on what I'm doing. And it's great because if I'm in like a noisy airport terminal or something, I can just sit there and read, tune all the music, like the noise out, and then be totally fine. But if it's like, if in between like matches, I'm just like reading Reddit or something, then it's like, I just turn my hearing off because I'm focused on the one thing. It's like it's good and it's bad.
So you're not
helpful and
listening.
Yeah, so you're not listening.
when
You
I'm
know
there in
the
a
answer to that,
conversation, I
don't
don't
you?
like miss anything.
You know the
It's
answer
just-
to that, don't you? Is not look at Reddit between games.
Yeah,
I mean, why even play at that point?
good point. I mean,
It's like
it's
the
like
best-
80%.
that's
That's why I
like
played
the-
already for so long.
Okay. Okay.
That's like the best part of the game.
It is.
I'm
The
never
best
playing
part of
with
the
you
game is
again.
not playing the game. I'm with you on that one.
Never playing with you again. You can go fuck yourself.
Okay. One of these days, you want me to carry you. See, have you ever had that big win streak without me? Ah,
Yeah.
it's okay. It's true.
it's
It's true.
Like confidently saying that, like, have you ever written the win streak up? Yes. Yes, I have.
Not often, but it has happened.
So,
But yeah, it's just comes from the way I grew up. Like there's just fucking noise everywhere. So if you want to do anything or be able to focus, you have to just tune noise out, and it just happens subconsciously. Great for public transit.
I imagine it is. I never use public transit, so it doesn't really.
I don't really hear in the US.
I
but,
just
like, when
enjoy
I'm
listening to other people's conversations.
traveling. I mean, I do as well when that's what I'm doing. Sometimes you just need to like.
I was out today and I just heard this old woman talking to a friend of hers, and she said, "Yeah, she has really big boobs and an abnormal bum or something." And I
Of
was
course,
like,
yeah. That's
okay.
the random
That's
conversation.
that's of
you'd
course
remember.
the thing that I heard, of course. But
Like
I
your
was
ears
listening
just
in, I was
immediately.
like, what the fuck?
What are your elf ears here? Boobs.
What can I say?
I approve.
Lockdown has been a hard time.
In more
Great.
ways
You're
than
saying-
one.
Into the next topic.
Did you just say I had? Did you just say I have elf ears?
He said one dude my elf ears.
Because
here.
you know we were literally just talking about my nose, and now you're watching my. This is disgraceful. This is bullying.
It's. I actually don't know. I think your ears were tiny.
people have been
but-
bullied
Yeah,
for
we
so
don't
long,
see
you
your
should be
ears
used to
very
it.
often due to the those are some normal sized ears, you know.
Yeah, you just got
They're
normal.
not massive.
Maybe
but-
a little on the small side, to be honest.
Yeah.
What do you think about Gojo's ears?
Unlike my nose, which, as you can see, is fucking huge.
It's pretty big.
That proper Junos.
Yes, like honestly, this is a big mic as well. By the way, it's like just a bit bigger than my hand, and my nose.
Is that how we measure things?
Just a bit bigger than
Yeah.
my
Put the hand up next to it. How
So
does it
you-
compare?
And my hand is like almost the size of my face, and my face is
Units of measurement are fucking on point right now.
my face is.
See, I tend to use like my cell phone as like a
Point of reference.
measurement. Yeah, point of reference because it's like okay.
About the size of a letter.
Okay. What size?
Well,
letter?
what's the letter the size of? How does that compare to a
We ain't
banana?
going down this rabbit
Yeah,
hole.
we
It's
only
time
use
to
bananas
stop.
around here.
It's sure a berry,
They are a berry,
like I said earlier.
which is strange,
time to
but I'll
stop.
accept it.
Okay, I don't know what this.
You know what else
We're
is a
giving
berry? A cucumber, which I also said and still blows my mind.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense though. Have you ever looked at the inside of a cucumber? It's very berry-like.
Well, given we now know the scientific definition of a berry, being that there are 3 layers, you have the exo thing.
And
What?
it's gone. It's already
gone
left him.
instantly.
Fuck. You have that
Like
like
went into
outer.
his head and then just fizzled.
You have the outer layer, which is like a layer of skin, and then you have like a squishy inside, and
Oh,
then
You
you
have
have
the bit where the seeds are.
and then you have the bit with the seeds,
So people are berries,
such as a banana or a cucumber
or a
or a
person.
grape. Yeah.
Our person.
The,
There's
The
your
outer
podcast
bit.
title, People are berries.
the outer bit, the inside, and this part where the seeds are.
But people are also vegetables because people are like onions.
They have layers. Ogres
They have
also have
layers.
layers.
Ogres also have layers. This is true.
It's time to stop.
Is it?
I thought you'd be an advocate for.
I know,
ogres
'cause of
and
the poster.
having layers because you know you have Shrek 2 in the background.
And
Don't
let's
get me
face it, we
wrong.
don't want to move on to the next topic.
Yeah, we really don't.
Yeah, we really
No,
don't.
Why
I
is-
personally believe that is the best topic on there.
Is it
It's
really?
It's interesting. I'll give it
Yeah.
that much.
Like it's a meme, but it's like
I got gifted a sub, and it was Mia Khalifa. Like, hello?
Like-
someone. Okay, rephrase that.
Yeah,
Somebody
rephrase
gifted
that.
Mia Khalifa a sub.
Yes.
All right,
That is
someone
much
gifted,
less impressive.
Someone gifted Mia Khalifa a sub, in my Twitch channel.
See?
And then Dark
I may have gone a little overboard.
decided to also add Mia Malkova, Adriana Chechik, and Sasha Grey.
And if you don't know what those people have in common, then just leave the internet. It's you're too pure.
They suck a mean dick. Sorry.
Oh,
Well, okay.
On to the next topic.
I'm embarrassing myself.
that
I'm sorry.
Poppy-
I'm sorry. I'm
Poppy,
sorry.
that
Jojo,
topic
you're
has
never
a
gonna
part
talk.
two.
Yeah, that topic
You're-
has a part
you're-
two specifically.
Oh
for
yeah,
Devil.
I added a part 2 to that, which is
You don't have to be embarrassed because you're never gonna top asking people how much they wank.
which is favorite porn stars. You know, who is your favorite porn star? And Devil, for you, your favorite star as well as who drew them.
I was just thank you because I was going to ask you that question of like do hentai artists
Fam,
count?
you were actually gonna ask.
I was gonna genuinely ask that question. Genuinely. Thank you. You did it for me though. I appreciate you, good. As a man of culture, I appreciate you.
We're here for you, Devil. You know.
You see that fucking? You see that?
Okay,
Audience? This is
here's
real
the
friends
big
right
test.
there.
Do you actually have an answer? Do you actually have?
Yes, I do actually. I do have a favorite hentai artist.
And for you, Dark, what's your favorite animal?
Oh Jesus! It never ends.
And what is
Never
your
ends.
persona?
Oh Jesus!
I never want to hear the word persona
I don't either.
ever again. But now that the box is the cat's out of the bag, is it a cat?
Jesus. Oh. Gojo laughed so hard he went
I'm
out of
dying.
focus.
I'm dying. I've got the Rona, boys.
Or we'll give you a Jew funeral? What does a Jew funeral consist of?
I think it's just like a normal funeral, but like with more hats.
And a little bit of hummus sprinkled on for good measure.
Alright. I'm down with hum. Hey, I fucked with hum.
What is this?
Who gets the gold?
Oh well,
I figured I'd ask.
You have to fight for it.
oh do you?
That's fair. You know
You
what?
have to
That's fair.
use. You have to use jujitsu to fight each other.
Jesus Christ.
Whoever
Jiu-jitsu.
wins.
Wait, so
The
do you,
one
do
I
you
need to
fight
go,
with,
like,
like those
higher on-
spinning plate things?
No,
You
it's
try to knock the.
We're
You try
not
to.
Greek.
That's not what I meant.
You try to knock the little beanie off. Last person with the beanie still on wins.
Oh no, Gojo's
wow.
broken.
This is
We're just.
this
This is
is
some bullshit.
Oh.
oh.
It's good that my friend's taking an interest in me and my what's it? Isn't it?
Also, Devil's just frozen
Fucking-
for me. Oh, he's back now. You two are just slowly
Absolute
dying.
fucking piss take.
Where do we go from here?
Well, the
Well, I
next
mean,
topic.
there's the we didn't answer the part two to that question.
Devil was answering his favorite
Hentai artist.
cartoonist.
I mean, I'm not going there, but if you want to go there, you can go there.
So one of them, unfortunately, I can't remember her name right now to
Oh,
save
Jesus.
my life. But if you want to know what he draws, look up Uzaki-chan wants to hang out. He has a habit of drawing very busty women. Same
What-
for the
what wants to hang out is the question.
Uzaki-chan wants to hang
Gojo.
out.
No, as in like
What?
Or
okay,
don't.
he didn't get it. He didn't get it. It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Jesus Christ.
We got it. We got it for you.
What's the other one? God, what is
He's doing research. Better take them glasses
He's-
off.
I was going to say, take them glasses off, bro. He's actually fucking looking. So, in the meantime, is
In before his mom walks
is,
in.
is a girl having an OnlyFans a turn off?
I mean,
No?
not a big deal.
Yeah.
I agree.
Okay, cool.
Although,
We're,
Whatever,
I guess it kind of
the
depends.
three of
on
us
the
and
level.
iDubbbz are all in this
you know?
together.
It kind of depends on the level of it. Like if
It's
you
like
Auto Chi-Chi, by the by, is the other one.
That's good to hear, Devil.
lovely. I'm never going to look that up.
Yeah,
in
I'm
my
never
life.
either.
nope.
He tends to draw again. He tends to draw busty. I say he. It could be a woman. I don't know. Tends to draw busty women. I like busty women.
I mean,
I'm being honest. So all of your cameras are
Well.
frozen for me. This is no buenos.
Yeah, Devil's frozen for me. This is not going well.
I mean, hey, dude knows what he likes. Respect.
There's a
I
clip for
guess.
Twitter.
Yeah.
I mean, on the topic of like an OnlyFans, I would totally sell pics if people wanted to buy them. Like, why the fuck not? It's like, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
So
But
would I.
it's kind of like,
Could
I
you
guess,
imagine
for,
me-
Easy money.
Could you imagine though being popular enough at that you were like mainstream, and how much that would just like affect everything you do?
Yeah, I mean, like any other sort of fame or celebrityness, right?
Is it
like,
though?
Yeah, kinda.
I mean, it's like in the case of like dating a girl with OnlyFans. It's kind of the thing like, would you date a stripper? That's like
Depends.
just
Also, you're frozen for
Dunno.
us, Devil.
You might need to like relieve and join the call.
Cool.
She,
All right,
she could be a
try
nice. Oh, sorry.
Nice what?
I apologize for that.
Yep, I did it.
She could be a nice person, you know.
I mean, there is a stereotype of like strippers or sex workers, and that's probably, I would say, unjustified. That does exist, but for me, it's not a big deal. I don't care too much.
Halo's just like, look, I'm here.
I think we're all a bit like that. We'll be honest. I don't know. I think it depends like what level she takes it to, you know. As in like, because you can do like requests and shit, right? Like someone can
I mean, it definitely can be a deal
pay her
breaker,
and ask for something specific.
but that's
like, you know, if they ask her to get a fanny out, then that's a bit like you're gonna have to ease up if we're together, you know.
But you could pay too, you know?
I mean, it's the it's a bit like how it's handled, and it's more on the person than the actual whatever it is they're selling or doing.
I think the biggest thing would be her telling you in the first place.
Yeah.
If she
I mean,
did
yeah,
that,
there
like,
has to be like a level of just straightforward and honesty about it,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like,
like if she did it,
if
from
you
pretty
just like
much the
find
get-go,
out like a few
Gucci.
months in, and you're like, okay, well, this probably should have been brought up, right? Like that's
Yeah,
the thing that needs
yeah.
to be talked about.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like-
yeah.
Still
But
looking at
that's-
hentai.
But then again, the actual thing isn't the problem there.
I
It's
was
the
just
lack
gonna
of
say, did you see that
communication.
reflected in my glasses? I meant to close the page. About to censor
Well-
my glasses for like there's like a split, like a nanosecond where you may just have
That's
to like run a
fine.
black bar across my glasses. Just like a cover, there's like tits, and it was just like again like a split second where you're gonna have to black bar my glasses. Like a
It's
second.
like-
Welcome
train
to welcome to episode 5, aka the most scuffed fucking episode going.
Yeah.
I'm burping at everyone. Devil showing everyone hentai through his glasses. We're talking about porn stars. Fucking
Everybody keeps disconnecting every 5 seconds. Oh, it's fantastic.
On that topic, though, I don't really have a type. I guess, like, I like different things. It's not like a
You gotta have some
Well,
variety in your life, you know?
well, yeah. I've never been like, this is the thing that I'm into. You know, it's like it's just like changes week by week, whatever.
I would just like to
Slut, man.
raise.
Raise what?
Wow. Don't slut shame him, Jesus Christ. Then. You do you, Halo. I fucking respect that, bro. I would just like to raise. Me and Devil tried doing this in the car on the pack strip, asking about types. Me and
I will
Devil
second this
answered.
motion.
Shock said absolutely nothing.
Because of course not.
Dark said breathing. That's honestly all we could get out of him.
Like he's not memeing. Full stop. Dark literally
Well,
just said breathing,
that-
and Shock said nothing.
That rules
Dead
out.
silent.
You know, that rules out a really important category, you know? The not breathing type.
The necrophilia type.
Yeah.
Did that even need to be said though?
I think it did.
A bit of a low bar.
It's a low bar to clear.
I mean, he has female interest at work. There's a girl that follows him around. But
Oh, Jesus.
anyway,
Devil knows.
ironically,
He knows.
ironically,
Keep it together.
my type seems to be Aryan based. Blonde, you know, blue eyes. They're pretty attractive, you know. Like, you know, like the proper, like, piercing, like, blue eyes, like light blue eyes. Blonde, you know.
So what you're saying is opposites attract.
Yeah, pretty much.
Fucking hell.
I think, you know, It could be that deep down in my psyche, I just want to spite Hitler even more. So like, if she was if she was German, even better,
Even better?
even
Oh.
better. And we just like, you know,
None.
go to Poland. You know, just anyway.
Just okay. Anyway,
Oh, I will say,
Apart from we won't overstay our French holiday like they did in 1939.
yeah.
I will say, okay, outside of like, I don't really have a type. But I guess one type is like the kind of the short-ish hair or like the dyed hair sort of punk look. But I've never met somebody with like that aesthetic that's not a lesbian. So I'm just like, probably.
Hey, look, you live in Washington. That's not a surprise.
I mean, Washington's
Can I
pretty
just say as
progressive,
well,
especially on like the West Coast.
if I had to guess your type, that's probably what I would have gone for.
Yeah.
Like a Suicide Girl.
Yeah,
So
but
you
it's
saying that is low-key kind of weird.
Devil.
But again, it's not like. But it's not like a type. More as like, I don't know.
A type.
I like many
Whereas
things.
dark,
I'm not a.
I can see Dark marrying a horse girl. Guaranteed. Guaranteed, boys.
What even? Wait, so
You know what I
in
mean,
what
like-
context is this?
What do you mean? In what context is this?
This comes back to me and Devil's conversation. You know what I'm talking about.
Venn diagram
Yeah.
of like furry. I can't even get it out. Fucking hell.
I love how we have these
When
kinds of
you're drunk.
conversations, but we're on the podcast. They're always so much more mild than when
They
we
are.
speak.
Some things
Oh,
shouldn't
so
be
much-
said, you know?
we're-
Like on the Venn diagram of like Rose Girl and furry. Like that little overlapping bit in the middle. Like,
Yeah, that fine line.
That's just where you find Dark then. Because he's a furry, but he's going to marry a horse girl.
I've
Guaranteed.
never met a horse girl that wasn't just a little bit crazy.
I never met a Rose
Oh,
Girl at
they all
all.
are. They all are.
Okay. Anyway.
He needs something to
Years.
he needs something to make his life a bit more wild, you know. I feel like she would do that.
I don't know. I feel like Dark would just be a feather fag.
He'd be a what now?
I'm sorry, Devil. What?
A feather fag. That's what it's called. Full stop. You can look this up. I wouldn't recommend it, but you can look this
I
up.
mean, I'm just not going to. So you're going to need to explain this.
So back in the golden days of gaming,
Back in ye
good old
olden days.
Xbox 360 days. Fucking,
Carry on. Now
I
we need
used
to
to-
know.
I used to have a lot of friends on. I used to have a maxed out friends list of 100 people.
Everybody
Well,
did.
for some reason, and I don't know why, I swear to God, I cannot explain this, but like, I have the world's worst superpower. I attract furries. And I don't know why.
We have concluded that Devil is a furry.
I'm not. I
Look, dude,
swear
I've
to
had
God,
some
I'm not.
conversations with you, you know.
No.
But
No
like
way.
back in the Xbox days, I had a lot of friends on the Xbox who were furries, like legitimate like furries.
Which,
And
I
I would,
on a serious note, if that's what you're into, whatever. Like,
yeah, no, like if you're into it, it's
be
fine, it's
yourself,
whatever.
Like,
But like,
To reel this back in
I
somehow.
genuinely, it's kind of the same thing with like, no, not the same thing, but I was just curious. I was like, okay, so like, what is a furry exactly? Like, what does this mean? And a friend, I can't remember his name to save my life. I can't
just say
remember-
furry boy. Well, as a stand-in.
Yeah, we'll just call him furry boy. Fuck it. He legit like broke down and explained to me like what a furry is, what it means to be a furry, and how there's like all these different like subcategories for furryism. One of which being a feather fag, i.e., furry, super furry, like birds.
You're just
Like,
not
I'm
gonna
That's
get
just
into
what they
it.
call themselves.
That's legit. According to this guy who was a furry, that's what they call themselves. And then there's like people who prefer like canines and cats and like reptiles, etc. And they all have names, but I can't remember all of them. The only reason I can even remember feather fag is because of the alliteration, and it's kind of fucking funny.
The conversation.
So, like,
See, it's weird though because I'm interested in birds, but not that kind of birds. Because birds is British slang for a woman.
Jesus.
I mean, it's that way for a reason, you know.
Who
So yeah,
knows?
it was just like, oh, okay, cool. So it's like, I learned nothing. Like I left that conversation with some dank knowledge.
Yeah, I had that
Knowledge.
same conversation. I had that same conversation, sort of, with a friend of mine, a gay friend of mine, who was telling me like all the different types and stereotypes, like the difference between like a bear and a twink, and like all the like it's like interesting conversation. I like it's actually interesting to hear about like what people like. It's fun.
Yeah, no, like I legit, I like no full stop, no judgment. I left that conversation. It was like, I learned a thing. I now have a deeper understanding of my friend who is a furry and furries across the board. I'm grateful that I now have this knowledge. Some of it I've clearly forgotten, but I still have it.
Here in my garage.
You know what I like more than Lamborghinis? Knowledge.
Knowledge.
That's where 80% of this is just inside jokes.
It really is.
I
Well, I
say
mean, I feel
knowledge
like-
a certain way, and he's immediately like, "Oh no."
I mean, most people know like where knowledge comes from, though.
Do they?
It's funny because it just makes me think, because I've been playing with Yorkie on stream the past 2 days. He just says one part of a vine, and instantly know what it is. And
Yeah.
it's the same with me. I say like one part, and he just goes through the whole thing.
I can do that with certain vines because I haven't heard like all of them. There's some fucking bangers out there. Like you say certain ones, I'll recognize it.
Anyway,
Well, that was a
Anyway,
fun
back on
little-
track of the list. Ever wonder if you're a good enough person?
That is just
That's a shift.
so sad.
Actually,
think-
yeah.
good enough is subjective.
I think it's a pretty normal.
Almost
But
Because-
the way I see it,
I was just gonna say, I'll explain. This is my topic that I put on here because I go through a cycle every now and then of just, I self-doubt myself about a lot of things, admittedly.
it's a normal thing.
One of them is, am I a good person? And then, am I a good enough person?
What defines good enough?
Yes, you're a good person, Gojo.
I don't know.
But yeah,
I think that's
I-
I think that's the problem, is I don't
I've-
know what would make me a good enough person. So-
I've wondered that myself. Generally, I think if you're like asking yourself if you're a good person and you want to be a good person, like you're already over the bar. It's like people who
Yeah.
aren't good people just don't think about it and don't give a shit. It's
I
like
was gonna
that's
say, like you've
like. Oh, go ahead.
gone.
I was gonna say, like the next topic, you mentioned like the shopping cart thing was like a measure for testing. Which you want to explain that? I'll get to my story afterwards.
Oh, okay, yeah. Hang on, let me just get it up on my phone.
You could just, we could
yeah.
recite it by memory at this point.
The
Yeah, it's
shopping
not
cart.
that.
The shopping cart is the ultimate litmus test for whether a person is capable of self-governing the post. Oh, never mind. Is self-governing. To return the shopping cart is an easy, convenient task, and one which we all recognize as the correct, appropriate thing to do. To return the shopping cart is objectively right. There are no situations other than dire emergencies in which a person is not able to return their cart. Simultaneously, it's not illegal to abandon your shopping cart. Therefore, the shopping cart presents itself as the apex example of whether a person will do what is right without being forced to do it.
Yeah, so it's kind of thing like, I don't know, like littering or picking up garbage or doing the just being a good person, that sort of thing. It's like a measure of it.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's like well, no, what was like the other? No, not the other day, but it was like a while back on a while back, even before we started the podcast. You were telling a story of how like you're just out and about and you like bumped into like some older Jewish people who were being like harassed by some fucking Nazis, and you fucking decked one of them. It was like, you're a good fucking person. You're going around decking Nazis, like.
I just think that's something anyone would do, though, surely.
But like,
I don't know if that makes you a good person.
I don't know if anyone would just, even,
anyone
I
with
think
the
most people
brain
would
would do
intervene in that scenario, but you went out of your way to be like, hey, you're a fucking Nazi, you're a piece of shit, stop fucking with people. And then they proceed to not stop fucking with them, and then you deck them. Like,
That's the real question. Did you ask first?
What do you mean, did I ask first?
excuse me, are you by chance a Nazi?
Excuse
Yeah, I mean, did you confirm, you know?
This was in Germany outside of a concentration camp, right?
Poland, yeah.
Poland.
Yeah.
So like,
I mean,
to put
depending
some
on the time period,
perspective
close
of
enough.
where it was happening. So it wasn't just people random on the street. Like
No,
Like,
no,
this
no,
is-
it was like, yeah. They were like proper skinheads and, Nazi tattoos and shit, There were key indicators that they were, as well as the fact that they were harassing them.
yeah, but
Anyway,
Okay,
your story,
to-
Halo.
to give a
away from
counter
that.
perspective, well, that's a good story. It's always fun to hear. But shopping, you talk about putting the shopping.
Who doesn't
carts
enjoy a
back.
good like?
Okay,
just
on the
Nazi
flip
punch?
side, I had a coworker who I'm convinced was like a genuine sociopath because we were having a
Everybody
conversation
has one.
about
It's usually the
shopping
manager.
carts.
Anyway,
well, there's an element of
carry
truth
on
to
your
that.
story here,
But
please.
we were talking about there was like a shopping cart from a different store that was like left outside, and they're like, okay, it's like I'm just gonna go run it back, and then I was like, and I said something to the effect of like, I don't know why people just leave their shopping carts. It's like it's not that hard to put it back. It's the right thing to do. And he's like, it's like, wait, why? He's like, and it was like, why would you put it back? I'm like, well, it's just the right thing to do. He's like, when I go shopping, I have to, and I live like you know, like half a mile away from the store. I just take the shopping cart home and take his stuff. It's like you don't bring it back. He's like, no, why? And it's like this idea of caring about like doing the right thing, or it didn't exist to him. Like there wasn't that sense of responsibility or like doing the, it just wasn't there. He was like, wait, you wouldn't? And he just like wouldn't believe. Like, no, if I lived and I would just bring the shopping cart back afterwards. And he's like he almost didn't believe. He didn't believe. So like, no, yes, I would bring the shopping cart backwards because that's back. So that's the right thing to do. Like, sure, if you gotta go. And he's like, and then finally, like, I convinced him, and it's just like that was kind of a interesting interaction that I remember, because it's like if you're thinking about doing the right thing, and if you're like you're a good person, like it was there's other interesting stories and stuff about that particular coworker.
So what you're saying is your coworker's a sociopath.
Well, he wasn't like an asshole. He wasn't like a rude person. There was just that sense of like it just.
I see a moth.
Okay, do it.
Oh, sorry, I was being attacked by the flying fuck.
Better than a cockroach.
Everyone gangstering to the cockroach.
Hey, look, we don't talk about that, all right? One time.
But we need to just put you in a box, like just get a little box and just dump some cockroaches in, and then you can.
Let's
not.
I was gonna say we're gonna like jackass and we're gonna like fucking dig a hole and like put a rug over and just be like, oh hey, go inside this RV. There's something you need to get. Steps on the rug, falls and just filled with cockroaches. They did that shit to Bam. They did that shit to Bam Margera, but it was full of snakes because he was afraid of snakes. It's just like, oh, that episode of Jackass was great. He lost his shit. Like I've never seen a human being like scramble and like like that was full fight or flight, and it was all fight. Like he's like, if you are in my way, I will deck you. Like move.
Just full panic. It's interesting to see the things that people do when like full panic, when actual panic sets in. Because some people like it's like will just stop, like deer in the headlights, just full freeze.
Yeah, no, he fell. Like was like, oh fuck, that hurt. Like realized I'm surrounded by snakes, the thing I'm afraid of the most. Proceeds to like jump. And when I say jump, I'm like talking like Jordan, like going in for the last dunk. Like jump out this fucking hole.
It's like when you scare like a cat and it just goes up.
Yeah, like he's up, and he like grabs the ledge, and is like, and like first thing out of his mouth is like, if you stand in front of me, I'm going to punch you in the dick. And proceeds to like pull himself out this fucking hole. It was fantastic.
Your thing about cats jumping out reminds me of a story. We used to have two cats. We were on like a kind of a farm. There was like a little cat and there was the big cat. The big cat was an asshole, but it let you pet him sometimes. It would like a fight with raccoons and shit. But we had like a not a kitten, but it was like the equivalent of a teenage cat. And so we had a laser light, and Blackjack, that's what the smaller cat was named. You'd shine the laser light around, you go paw the laser light. Well, the big cat was just sitting chilling on the porch. So like eventually shine the laser light, put the laser light on the big cat's tail, and the other cat just runs up, paws it, and the big cat turns around and just whomp, just sends it flying, like rolling.
The poor cat.
Lessons were learned that day.
Have you seen the videos where you put a cucumber, which is apparently a berry, by the way?
Yeah.
You put a cucumber behind a cat, and then they turn around and sit, and they jump like.
Yeah, they like
fuck.
fucking just yeet themselves to the next county. It's like
They yeet themselves to the next fucking dimension to get away from a cucumber. Like,
Oh,
fam, it's just a berry. It's not going to kill you.
Cats are berries.
Jesus
Fuck.
Christ.
Stop saying everything is a berry, or I'll make you a fucking vegetable.
We
Moving
missed
on.
so much
Moving on.
conversation.
What's the hardest part about eating a vegetable? The wheelchair. But
The old classic.
It is. It's good.
I think the
Double went full
scroll
anime.
represents an equal challenge.
Okay, I see the next one, not the shopping cart, because I gotta tie into a good person, and that one's okay. We'll come back to that one. Who put power ranking candy bars? Like, is that just like a dump one?
That's not gonna work because Gojo doesn't have the same candy bar.
I was gonna say we don't have the same things. We don't even call them candy bars.
Yeah.
What do you call them?
Well, they're sweets, and then like bar things are normally just chocolate bars.
Anyway,
That's fair enough. Chocolate bar is a pretty ubiquitous term.
that's kind of all of the topics. I don't think any of the other ones really work.
Oh no, I've got one. I thought of this one at the last minute, which is
So about hentai. Sorry,
I mean, hey,
that's where he was gonna go. 100%.
listen. I'm all down for that sweet anime discussion. I'm always
No,
down.
we're not.
I will go to bed. I will literally.
I'm still
I
working.
will go
through
and
Hunter
lay
x
down.
Hunter.
I'm not even joking.
It's okay.
You gotta don't worry, it's gonna get. It's already good. It's gonna get better. But that's beside the point because I don't want to run Gojo.
Are you actually talking about anime?
No, I don't want to run him. I, gotta
Only
run
a
him.
little
You were
bit.
talking about it, weren't you?
I was for like a second.
All right, bye, motherfuckers.
You fucking bomb. Jesus Christ.
We're kind of out of topics. We used up all of our topics that we didn't write down on the conversation.
No,
We
no,
did
I've got
podcast,
one.
which
Like I said-
happens every time. Go
Oh,
carry
you
on.
got one.
Yeah. Can the fandom ruin something that you were looking to get into?
Not really.
No,
Not
not
for you?
really.
Just ignore it. Like you don't have to interact with the fandom if you don't want to.
Fair play.
Like
to you.
it can make it less likely for me to try something.
That's what I
You
mean.
know,
Like,
because, but it wouldn't ruin it if I enjoyed it or watched it. 'Cause
no,
it's
no,
like-
that's what I mean. Like, can it prevent you from like wanting to like try it?
No, the
I mean,
worst
yeah,
part is
yeah.
when you realize you're a part of the fandom and you're like, oh god, what have I done with my life?
Wow. This fucking guy.
I mean, because whether or not you watch something or play a game or something, it depends on like the impression you get from is it good or not, would you enjoy it or not. And if like every time you hear about a certain thing, it's like people being assholes, then you're like, okay, well, it's might not be that great, even though it might actually be good. So maybe it can influence whether or not you try something, but
Like
whether
Undertale.
you enjoy it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like in terms of just trying.
See,
Not
I
so
had no
much like,
interaction with any parts of the Undertale fandom before playing it. I kind of went into it.
Some are good,
blind.
some are bad. As with everything, it's on a spectrum.
Wild to wild, baby.
Mild to wild. We need to make that a show. or
It used to be a
something,
shirt.
That's
It's
like I
just
said, that's the
a
first
spectrum.
shirt.
It just says mild to wild.
Oh, we should do it. And then when we meet up for PAX or whatever the next trip is or whatever, then we can rate ourselves on the spectrum of mild to
mild to
wild.
wild. Jesus.
That would be
I mean, that would be
insane.
pretty cool, yeah.
Did you really just fit on one point of a spectrum from mild to wild? Like,
Depends.
I
on
don't
I
know,
mean,
some
that's
aspects
the point of a
some aspects
spectrum.
are
It's like
mild.
I say,
and
well,
others
we
are
say a
mild.
spectrum. I always
I
think to say
mean-
more of like a sliding bar, you know, where it's like,
It's a spectrum, though.
maybe, you know, like one day you're,
Say that he's just
Yeah, I know it's a
described
spectrum.
right?
I don't know, you know,
that's what a spectrum is.
yeah, but it's like one day you're, you know, maybe you're like you're more mild, and the next day you're feeling a little more wild, you know, it's like it moves. The bar
So what
moves.
you were saying is an adjustable T-shirt.
An adjustable t-shirt.
One
Yeah,
size
you
fits
slide
all.
the
Just-
thing
You
Oh,
on.
no,
just
what
have
if
like
we-
mild to wild.
Huh?
I was gonna say, you know those plastic bag Ziploc things so you could slide it back and forth, just like tape that to the shirt. Just
Not
adjust
even
it
better.
as-
You have the shirt and it just has like an arrow at mild. And then the other side is like it glows under like a black light.
Or you
Have you
could
ever
print
seen
it on
those
both
shirts?
sides. Like you wear it one side for mild, then you take it inside out for wild.
Oh yeah.
Reversible.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
It's like that shirt that has a face printed on the inside, so you can like pull it up, you know?
Yeah, the ninja ones. Have you seen them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be mild on the outside and wild on the inside, you know?
Could be.
We're the only people that would buy it,
Question
but-
seems how he didn't like bow out.
What?
Okay, so I just didn't want to get your opinion on that one.
Where do we think technology will go in 20 years?
Whatever we
Matrix.
say isn't gonna happen.
I was gonna say like, there's no point even trying to guess.
Fuck you.
I think we'll have like full VR.
Look, people
And
said
then
we'd
like
have flying
VR
cars in the
okay.
1950s, and I still haven't seen a flying car, so.
I've
All I'm
seen
saying.
flying cars, but not in like that.
Flying cars were
traditional
never
I
kind of
sent
gonna
you a
be-
few videos. I saw someone yeet one over a roundabout. Not that long ago.
Flying cars were never going to be a thing that are actually used. If you think about it, it's just not practical.
They weren't. But
Flying
they were
is too
promised, and
hard.
we didn't get them, and I'm upset.
Yeah, flying cars are too hard. Can you imagine like trying to drive one? How do you handle traffic? How do you handle like people like you crash in a car, maybe you die, maybe you don't. You crash in a flying car, you're just going to be fucked. Like we've seen how dumb people are driving around. Like people are bad drivers. Can you like widespread use of flying cars? Like no.
Hey, go,
Like, what does it even offer?
I love you see the moth fly into his camera, and then he flies away, and then a second goes by, and then he looks like, what?
Running a little bit slow.
Fam, it's fucking midnight, you bunch of cunts.
That's normal. I've learned all of my stream viewers are European.
Just let the record show. I kept trying to like get them to start recording. They refused.
Yeah, we were just here for like what was it, an hour and a half, 2 hours?
Something like that.
Fucking
It
mean.
happens every time.
It does.
Yeah, we don't have a lot left on the list, do we?
I mean, there's a few things left on the list, but like,
I mean, there's favorite movies, which that was the question I actually asked last.
I don't really
podcast.
watch movies.
Say we're gonna do with this one.
Yeah, I mean, you could go through like some of the classics and shit. Obviously, something like Thor Ragnarok is like a modern.
if we were more interesting people, that would
Enjoy
probably
it.
be an interesting discussion. But we kind of
That's
have
true.
to pad our interest with good topics.
I mean, I would happily answer that, but you
Same.
know, I'll just
Like,
go
what's
for
your
myself. It's fine.
Okay, got one movie. Go.
Not one movie though.
Yeah, one movie,
I have
go.
two. I have two favorites, and then a third one that's close behind.
I mean, yeah, we could all name like lists of movies we like. I'm sure.
Yeah, we probably could.
But just it doesn't have to be your favorite. Just pick
I
one.
could easily give you my top 5.
Yeah,
Actually,
what's a movie you like?
First Deadpool movie.
Okay, that's
movie.
a pretty.
That's a guaranteed banger.
Under the same vein, I have to go second Deadpool movie because it made me cry.
Okay.
Actually. It was good. It was so good too.
It made
was
you
so sad.
cry. There
Okay,
are
like
only,
a little tear, like not like ball, but like a little tear. Just
Weepy.
There are 3 films that have ever made me cry. Boy in Striped Pajamas, obvious fucking reasons.
Haven't seen it.
Have you never seen it?
I'm just gonna fucking leave in a minute. I swear to fucking go. The Bridge to Terabithia. Have you ever seen that film?
God, that
Oh.
movie's depressing. I saw it when I
I
was
have
like
not seen it.
6.
That was so fucking sad when I watched that. Marley and Me as well.
Never
That made
seen
me
it.
cry
Fucking
Because-
fuck.
because Marley died at the end, and it was the fucking
Movies.
sad.
Spoiler alert.
Pressing.
It's not a spoiler alert, Halo.
What do you mean spoiler alert? It's like Avengers. Everybody knows Batman dies in the end. Jesus.
In Avengers, Batman dies in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not a spoiler anymore.
I can't tell.
But
Top 5, Devil, go.
Matrix, Princess Mononoke, Spider-Man, the original, like the back in the first trilogy, like with Green Goblin and shit.
Jake Gyllenhaal, Spider-Man. Not Jake
No,
Gyllenhaal.
Tobey Maguire.
It's Tobey Maguire, that's the one.
Yeah, I fucking love that.
The
movie.
other fuckwit.
It is a good movie.
That was 3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fate, Unlimited Blade Works. That movie is fucking amazing. And Akira.
3 of those were animes.
Yes, they were.
Just saying.
Akira, because not only because it's an anime, but it is a genuinely good movie, and that movie did a lot in terms of just like animation. That movie was doing shit that no other movie at the time was doing, and was breaking records because of it left, right, and center. That movie is so good.
I feel like we have to give an honorary shout out to Inglourious Bastards too.
It's a pretty good movie.
No Country for
Okay.
Old Men is actually a really good one as well.
Haven't seen it.
Oh, so good.
I haven't seen it either. I don't think any of us watch a lot of movies.
No, I never really take the time to watch movies. Top 3
Oh, it's
sad
quite
I watched
movies.
some.
Predator. Oh god, all
There's
of
that one part in Fury that's pretty depressing. I mean, like the whole movie, but like there's one specific part in Fury that's pretty depressing.
I still haven't seen it, so don't spoil me.
I forgot one of them that made me cry. The Green Mile, which is also one of my favorite films
Yes.
of all time.
Never
I've
seen
heard it's good, but I've never seen it.
It's good.
It's a fucking great film. It's actually really close to the book as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that's also another good reason to like it. The
Shawshank?
Shawshank is obviously
Yeah.
out there as well. Perks of Being a Wallflower. I really like that film, which
I've
is
heard of it, have not seen it.
quite
You need to
weird.
send me like a list of 5 movies, and I'll watch them.
Okay.
What's another?
Yeah, I can't think of any other like super sad movies. That was kind of the only one that came to mind.
You know, like sad
There's that
movies-
one scene in one of the earlier seasons of Doctor Who. You probably know the one I'm talking about, Gojo.
There's that one scene.
You know the one I'm talking about. It involves a wall.
This coach is kind of like
You know what I'm talking about. It was
I
memed
watched, like-
endlessly for years.
I watched like
Which-
the first 10 episodes of Doctor Who, but then just
Which
never really-
Doctor?
10th.
Because
he's just drawing a blank.
because
I
I
don't
know
know
the
either.
fucking list.
David Tennant. He's really confused. Wow.
he's
Oh,
like
was that
trying.
with- Was that with
He's
Rose?
the British
Yeah.
one.
Where she like disappears and shit.
Yeah. Spoilers.
Yeah, it was
but
kind of
yeah.
sad to be fair. What do you mean spoilers? It was fucking 10 years ago, come.
It
It
was
was even
more
more
than
than
10
10
years
years
ago.
ago.
Was that
It
episode?
was
probably more like
2005.
15. Yeah.
Oh.
Fucking.
This might not actually be a bad time to wrap it up. I think we've like
Keep it
covered
short.
everything.
Like
It's fine.
we gotta drag this out.
We still got like 45 minutes. That's a good time. for a
What do you
podcast.
mean drag this out? This is the most fucking scuffed thing we've ever fucking done, cuz.
It's
Yeah.
And we do
true.
a lot of scuffed things.
This has been pretty bad, to be honest.
Our lives are scuffed. Everything we do is scuffed. This takes the fucking cake.
It's true.
There's a cake.
This is a
This
little
is-
rough.
This has been
actually have a cake.
ungodly.
I want a cake.
I'm gonna go. Yeah, I feel the shit to make it. Yeah, I have a cake. I have the shit to make a cake. I kind of want to make it now. Last time I
lot.
made a cake, I ended up eating way too much cake for like the next week. So it's
That's always the
I'll
worst
be
part
really
about
good.
making a cake.
Are we really going to start talking about cake?
Yeah,
cake is pretty damn good.
it's okay.
There's only one cake I like.
It's more interesting than Doctor Who.
Is it?
Them
don't think it
fighting
is.
words, man. Oh, I mean, I'm not a big Doctor Who fan, but like them fighting words.
But cake. Everybody
Speaking
loves
of
fucking
fandoms.
cake.
I would love to fuck it. Sorry.
Wait, what?
I mean,
What?
if she got cake, then boy. Anyway,
Well, we know what Yojo's into. Cool. Cake.
Thank you for. I think we wrap it here, lads. I don't see anywhere to go from here.
and that's a wrap.
Thought it was a
What was
burrito.
your favorite cake? Down in the comments below.
Yellow cake with chocolate frosting is a good simple classic.
Tell us in the comments your favorite porn star.
Or hentai artist.
Same, only different.
If you watch hentai and you
Read.
watch us, unsubscribe.
Yeah, just
Hey, now.
unsubscribe from Gojo.
We're an inclusive
Just-
place here.
Just
Yeah.
unsubscribe.
No, you
I
are
actually
very
tried
much
watching a
welcome.
hentai, and it was just like I got like a few minutes in, and it's just like this is not very interesting. Like,
Are you watching for the plot, fam?
I'm stuck and I fell, and now my face is right on the dick. Oh no, awkward.
Fam.
And it's like,
It's like stuck porn. What do you mean?
Like,
it's just like
From
Oh,
from
the
the sounds of
first
that,
of all,
it's
you
just
why
like,
are you watching it for the plot?
it's
everyone
like
watches for the plot.
not watching it for. It's just like it just wasn't. It's not my cup of tea.
It's like the
Also,
Lisa
I'm
Random
from
where
the-
the guy's in the bath and then she runs in as a lifeguard and it's like, "You're not gonna drown. I'm here to save you." That shit's funny as fuck.
Plot.
Anyway,
Anyway.
Also,
Thank
I
you
tend
for
to not
watching
watch a lot of things. I
episode
tend to
5.
read. For the record.
Why does this not surprise me?
I'm done. I'm going to bed.
Thank you for
I'm not
watching
dealing with this.
episode 5 of the OOF podcast. Probably our most scuffed one yet, but it was fun.
Yeah, it was something.
Goodbye, everybody.
Cheers, babe.
Bye.
Peace.
Yep.